What's up, Hexicans? Welcome to DeFi Syndicate, your Hexicans DeFi Syndicate. We are minus one of the crew again this evening. I think that 4 a.m. might be a little early for our boy Famous. So we're going to have to try and maybe change up the time or something because it doesn't seem to be working out for him. He burns a midnight oil and then he ends up passing out and falling asleep for the show. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the chat room. Mel Tony. Thank you, sir. Orion. Hey, welcome. Robert Kelleher. Lieutenant Dan asking permission to come aboard. Welcome aboard, Lieutenant Dan. Dandy Dan Daniels. What else we got in here? We've got us some Andrew Reynolds. Yo, yo, yo. Crypto Compassion. Hey, good to see you. Sandy Beach, my lady, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Always supporter of the show. Who else? FOMO Hexual. Ooh, nice name there, FOMO Hexual. Stake 12. So hyped. Are you hyped? I'm not hyped right now. I'm not. I am not hyped, and I'll tell you why. Nice pump, Captain. These? No, just kidding. Yes, it is a nice pump. 0.0539. I think it got all the way to 5.5 today. Crypto Journeyman, hello to you too. And Cash Up Cash, hey. Yeah, excited for the stream? Well, let's see if Famous shows up. If not, I'll throw it down. But as the title of the show says, why is Hex crypto pumping? I don't know. I absolutely positively don't know, but I do. So get right into it. Welcome everybody and thanks for coming. DeFi Syndicate, where you're going to get all of your real DeFi news. We're going to talk about real DeFi stuff here. And that has to do with the new ecosystem that's opening up, which is the Pulse Chain ecosystem. We have HEX, but we're going to now have an ecosystem of cryptos, a blockchain called Pulse, where we're going to see it grow and expand and help HEX run like a smooth, like a Swiss watch. HEX is going to be so popular. It's going to be so good when it's on Pulse Chain. You're not going to know what to do with yourself. Imagine being able to unstake a handful of HEX, people that are trying to just make ends meet or get a little bag going, or people who are just getting started in crypto. Imagine being able to make a stake that you can afford to take out. It's not going to wreck it. That's going to be awesome. Awesome. And those of us who have coins over on the Ethereum platform, just count yourself as lucky or blessed or whatever you want to call it, because you get 2 copies. And yeah, you'll have to pay fees over there on the Ethereum chain. But I think most everybody's planning on bridging over and bringing their value over to the Pulse chain, where it will do more work, where it will work better for the ecosystem. That is the Pulse chain. So anyway, why is the HEX bull market back? Well, first of all, let's look at what crypto is doing itself. Crypto's back up over $1 trillion market cap. So when we were what was looking like bottoming out, we were at about 850 billion, something like that. So the whole market space has grown. And with that, of course, we've grown. So that's correlation. We're correlated to the market still. So for all of you decorrelators out there that say we're decorrelated, we're really not. If you look at it, we've always moved with crypto, but there's something very interesting happening that I've seen, and I've noticed a pattern. It's these buys that are going in right now. So whenever we've seen a pump before, if you don't have Whale Watcher or who is it? I'm sorry. It's There's a bunch of whale stuff I got in here, but the hex alerts is the one. Whale hex at whale hex that does hex alerts. So hex alerts, gosh, man, hex alerts has 31,000 followers. Awesome. Hey, how about tweeting some of my stuff out, hex alerts? Anyway, hex alerts is always dropping on the big sells, big buys on some wallets. They keep some of the, from what I understand, I think some of the OG wallets are maybe omitted or whatever. I don't know. But just for privacy purposes, some of people's wallets who are public, that kind of keep them from being too public. But hex alerts is always dropping the big buys. And what I've noticed is that when hex starts pumping, we start seeing these buys that are right around anywhere from $180,000 all the way up to about $350,000 in buys. We saw a bigger one than that today. I think there was a $500,000 buy today. I do know that I've got people that we met at the Ken McElroy event that are actually, they're onboarding a lot of people with some big money. I'm not sure how much they're contributing to this right here, but I know they're putting in some pretty big buys above $100,000, $50,000, $100,000. So good on them. Everybody's getting. I'm going out to speak to them in Louisiana in about another month. Little end of March. I'll be out there speaking to that group, and those guys are all in. They're all real estate investors, and they're all buying hex right now because they asked if the bottom was in, and I said I would never play around with the bottom. If I've told everybody that, my own friends, some of my friends that got in at 40, 50 cents. I said, no, don't mess with it. Just get in, just enter, either enter dollar costing in or enter, go all in, whatever you want to do, whatever you think your plan is. But you start waiting around and stuff happens. It either leaves you or, it's just, anyway, I don't tell people that ask me, I just say, just go get what you're going to get. Don't try and analyze things. Just find a strategy, whether it's dollar costing in or one lump sum, and stick with your strategy and just go get it done. And eventually we'll see it back to all-time highs. Eventually. It's what crypto does. It's what all markets do. Because if you look at all markets, they, start down here. And they start, don't look at this. They start down here and they end up here, period. Look at it. Go take a market and go from the beginning and then go to today. And your two dots are going to be like this. And in between, now this is my TA, right? In between, would you pull up some TA for me? Pull up some TA. I want to have some TA. If I'm going to be talking about this, I want to have TA up on this. I want to look official crypto. There we go. So we've got, and if we could zoom out even more and see the bottom, well, we can't see the bottom on this chart because it's historically, it doesn't show all of the data, right? Yep. It doesn't show all the data, but you would see us down even further. And even though we've got all these squiggly lines up and down, all in between, that's just emotions. That's just human emotions in there. The dot on the right and the dot on the very far left, which would be the bottom, which would actually be lower than these candles here are showing, we would be looking at an up and to the right. There's always up and to the right. It's always moving up and to the right, just like the stock market, just like anything else. Over time, you win by holding. The only people that make money in these things are holders. And of course, founders and exchange owners. We all know that, right? People that make money in crypto, people that hold, get into a project early and hold, and founders, i.e. Richard Hart, and exchange owners, i.e. SBF, CZ, blah, 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 blah. So it's always up and to the right. So why look at the squiggly lines in between? That is if you're a trader. That is if you're a risk taker. That is if you're a gambling man. If you're a gambler, that's what it is. Now, right now, we're on a pretty nice run. I still, in my heart of hearts, in the depths of my being, think that this is a bull trap. I still think it's a bull trap. Now, it's proving me wrong. The whole macroeconomic outlook, everything's proving me wrong right now, because it looks like there's some kind of recovery, some kind of relief going on out there that I wasn't expecting to see. Now, they could be blowing smoke up our skirts. They could be. And we really are headed into a deep recession. And the dollar is really in big trouble and all that kind of good stuff. But I'm not too sure. I think that we still may see a big dip here. I'm expecting it. So Tripod said, wow, the ETH fees are nuts now. $350 to unstake. Yep. As soon as the market starts rallying, as soon as transactions start flowing, as soon as things start going back and forth, there we go. Gas fees go up. S-load gets hit the hardest, and that means that Hexicans are paying the bill. We are paying the bill to unstake. Yep. Oh, there we go. Now let's look at this chart now. So we go from there to there. And as down as we are, let's even go to all-time lows up there on that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that imaginary line where it's going. Look at, yep. What do you got there? What is it? What did it? I can't see any of the numbers. Show the percentage rise.
So what we see here is this is a big jump. All right, hold on.
Was that the bottom over there, or did you fake bottom it? Did you bottom out too far?
This is the bottom from launch. From launch, yeah, because I'm zoomed in. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see the wick down. All right.
So we're talking about. Is this correct? Yeah, 5 million.
%?
Yep.
I don't. Yeah. So 5 million %.
In 1,144 days from the bottom.
1,144 days. Now, that's just price go up. That's not if you got in where that bottom is right there. If you got in there or anywhere close to around there, your bag, because of big payday, your bag is like 51, 52% as it's coming out right now. Your stake, I should say, not your bag, your stake. So your stake is coming out at like 51% because of penalties and T-share payout. So T-share payout, penalties, and your big payday. Some of those are coming out at over 51% on top of making 5 million % gains. I mean, what a performer right there. What a performer. HEX has outperformed Bitcoin like nobody's business. And that's what's cool is we railed about HEX being better than Bitcoin, and it has proven itself to be better than Bitcoin. And I know that that's sacrilege to say in crypto spaces and crypto places, but not around here. We as Hexicans know that HEX is better. We know that it can scale better. We know that it's not going to be full of BS in the future. I can't believe they're still getting all excited about these things. This gold, they got some golden thing now that they can do over there. And they're looking at getting smart contracts, and it's just stuff being duct taped on top of the Bitcoin network to try and just save it. It's like taping a DVD player to a Betamax and saying, no, look, it's got DVD capability now. And then no, let's screw down a freaking MP3 player to it. Oh, look, we can download digital music now to it. And I mean, that's what they're doing. That's all they're doing. It's just garbage. It's garbage. And it's never worked. It's not working. Every time they have a new thing that they come out with, something else works better on the Ethereum network and gets more use. I think there's more wrapped Bitcoin around than anything more than there is Bitcoin being traded over there. But I digress. It's just everything they do is just stinking the place up. They're really wasting their time on it. They need to move forward, look into the future. Anyway, Black Pepper says the HEX liquidity is getting thin. Face of tortoise covering eyes. Yes, the liquidity is getting thin, but guess what that means? When the liquidity gets thin, that means that things move fast. Things move hard. Oh, what do we got here? We got sell walls, buy walls, and sell walls. Okay, so let's see if I can even read this properly. So the red line is where we're at right now. And all of those orders to the right are all sell orders, right? Am I correct? Those are sell orders. He's going to come in right now.
So yeah, everything to the right is buy support at that range at a lower price. And everything to the left is number go up.
Everything to the left is number. Oh, if the orders head that way, that's
right.
That's number up. Okay, so to the right is all of the sell orders. No, the buy
orders at that price range.
Gotcha. And then everything else going way.
Right. So since there's not a liquidity set up to the left, that means there's not a lot of HEX. So once the HEX starts drying up from the pool, that's gonna cause the number to spike. And that's some of the stuff we've been seeing past couple of days.
Yep. Well, the more dry that thing gets, the easier it is to move that price. The easier it is to move it. Okay, let's see what Robert says. Taking a VHS to online streaming. Yes. Swearworks lower HEX because much bigger economic issues incoming seems rational. Lower HEX, much bigger economic issues incoming seems rational. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Stay calm, Hexicans. Yeah, there's nothing to get excited about. I mean, we all know what's going on. We're in a bear market. And there isn't a damn thing you can do until it climbs out of it. And we don't have anything to do with it yet. Once the whales start moving, and it looks like they're circling right now, it looks like they're making some kind of moves, seeing who's going to jump. Or there is players that have played in the HEX system before that are doing the same thing because it's the same size buys. It's weird. It's weird that range is like, we always see that range start to come in once it starts pumping. That 180,000 all the way up to about 350, somewhere around there. You're seeing just buys coming in like that. So when they start consolidating, you start seeing those buys coming in. That's usually a tell. HEX pumps to 10 cents. We'll start seeing old faces. Oh, you calling Frenchie, you calling for some of the fair weathered streamers and the fair weathered Hexicans that have gone off of our view. You call them out and saying that they're going to come back. Maybe we're going to see all kinds of stuff happen. People are going to be like, oh, no, I wasn't talking about that coin. Oh, no, I wasn't talking about that shiny object. Oh, no, I wasn't. You're going to see people change. People are going to change it up because HEX is going to pump hard. Oh man, if people knew what was coming, man. If they only knew what was coming. Gonna be eating people's lunches. Crypto is never going to be the same after this next bull run. Hex is going on a serious bull run. And guess what? That will completely legitimize Hex. It's a damn thing that they can say or do about it. Once we end up in the top 10 in market cap again, and we're mooning, and everything else is having a struggle because the chain wars are going to be out. It's going to be, suspect. If you still don't have a smart contract on your shit that you said for the last 8 years you were going to have one, and you don't, who's going to buy that crap? No, you're just going to hear from the people that got big bags that are going to be shilling the crap out of that stuff. Shilling it. Yep, that's what they're going to be doing. Shilling the same garbage. Like it hasn't changed. Like a lot of these cryptos have not changed since they launched in anywhere between 2015, 2016, all the way to today. What is that, 6-7 years? 6 or 7 years. Some of these cryptos have been just promising. Literally 6 or 7 years of promises. Why not get involved with a crypto that's already been delivering? Like Hex has delivered. Straight up said what it was going to do. Went out and did it. Delivered. And continues to show solid growth. And to be exactly what it said it was. Exactly. Like no changes. No hiccups. Nothing. Nothing. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Anyway. The whole ecosystem is going to melt faces. You know what, Crypto Winter Bro? You are 100% correct. I think that Pulse X is going to be the thing that melts a lot of faces out there. They're going to really like it. The crypto space is going to really like Pulse X. It's going to be a nice place to park a bunch of value if you've got a bunch of value. A lot of you Hexicans have a bunch of value out there. That if you get copies of your stuff, and if you get your duplicate of your Hex, and you get your airdrops, you're going to be sitting really nice putting it into Pulse X. That thing works like a dream, man. How many got to play with that on testnet? That was amazing. It was amazing watching what that thing was doing. Let's see. Crypto Winterable also said you need to be paying attention right now. 2023 is going to be the most important year of possibly your lifetime. I agree 100%. CWB. I do. I agree. I think that 2023 is going to be not only cryptos coming to the ball, I guess you can say. I think that the whole world is going to be getting involved. I think that people are going to want it more. I think that this last run was a pretty nice view for people. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are wrecked from the dip. They're like, nobody expects 90% dips. Nobody expects 90% dips. People expect dips. People expect things to go down. But 90%, that's freaking scary, man. Like imagine if you had, let's just say you had $100 million. 100 million. Like you're sitting on top of the world at $100 million. Like your family for generations has no cares, no worries in the world. They will want not. You will be able to philanthropize wherever you want. Do whatever you want, when you want, where you want, how you want, and the style you want to do it. That's it. That's what you will have at $100 million. Now let's knock that 90% down. Now you're sitting on $1 million. 10 million, right? 10 million. 10 million is barely enough for me to say, I'm comfortable to go ahead and retire from everything and go full-time crypto. 10 million is not a lot of money. I'm sure you can make it work, of course, but it's not a lot of money at all. So that 90% dip stuff is scary. Is scary to people coming into crypto. So we've got to reassure all of them. We have to keep preaching that message that, hey, we get 80 to 90% dips every few years, every couple of years. But where else do you see 5 million% returns, 10,000x gains, 51% appreciation on the interest of your crypto? I mean, just insane numbers on the upside. Downside is really only a matter of time. If you bought in any dip, if you bought in any big dip over the last, let's just say from all-time highs back, if you bought any of the big dips, you're sitting in a better place today. I'm sorry. I mean, if you bought any of the big pumps, if you bought any of the big tops when we topped out and then we came back down, you're still sitting in a great spot. So even if you bought at the 54 cents, you're still sitting in a good spot because we will go to all-time highs again. We'll pass that up. We will pass that up. So yes, 2023 is going to be the year. It is going to be the year that not only crypto, I think, comes to its own, but I think HEX is going to, as it's run on Pulse Chain. And shoot, who knows what Pulse Chain is going to do? Just insane. I see a bunch of stuff in here. Let's see. Cardano is right on the cusp of getting real close to something. Oh, you're right, man. They're this close to getting on the cusp of getting real close to something. Yeah, Black Pepper. For years. But I think what's his name got a new pig farm or something. I don't know. Anyone think there'll be a small pullback on Hex's 5-cent run? And if so, when? This is the stuff that I hate talking about and predicting and everything. Of course, more than likely, we're going to see a pullback. More than likely. But what if it shoots up to 10, 12 cents? Somebody comes in and monster buys and clears all those orders, and you don't have a bunch of sell pressure now. And then everybody's scared to sell because they think it's going to go to 30, 40, 50 cents, right? So yeah, so you got to be careful of that too, because you can get waxed right out if you're sitting there waiting for a lower price. What's up, Bullish?
I was gonna add to what you're saying. I think you can expect a pullback at any price level.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you can
expect it.
Yeah, pullbacks are expected. Now, this one and when and how, those are semantics, man. It's like those are what ifs. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if little birds had, little grasshoppers had machine guns, then birds wouldn't fuck with them, right? So it just, the what ifs just don't make, I'm sorry, I just can't answer those questions, but probably you're going to see a pullback. And you might see a deeper bear market. This might be a fake out, guys. This might be a fake out. So not FUDing, not FUDing the pump, not trying to, I'm just saying, beware the funky dunk. Somebody faking the funk on the funky dunk. So that could be what we're seeing. We'll see. This is my first bear market. Am I wrecked? Yes, but no at the same time. I never sold my HEX alone, let alone EES a stake. Good for you, Robert. I EES'd a bunch of stakes. I did. I EES'd a bunch of stakes. And I EES'd a bunch of stakes at like well under 0.000 something, 3 zeros and something, way down there. I did, but there was a reason for it. So the EES button is a tool. It's not something to be feared. It's a tool. Now, do you want to do it? No. You want to honor your contractual obligation that you made with yourself. It's the way to go. Now, if you can't do it, there's things like HSI stakes that you can go and say, well, I've got little weak freaking marshmallow hands, so I better get me an HSI so I could sell it when I can't take it anymore. So for you marshmallow handed people, they have HSI stakes that you can go buy that you can transfer around, give to other people, trade that way, cool idea. But some people, the purist, I'm not a purist. I'm a dirty bastard. I like to crawl in the alleys. I like to look at other stuff. I like to just see how other things work and see what they do. Now, I'm not stupid. I don't invest in those things. Somebody gives me something for free. Damn straight. I take that shit for free. Anything free, I take. Now, I ain't going to go and pay gas money for stupid shit, especially enormous gas rates for things. Forget that shit. You can have it. But if I can get a free airdrop or something that doesn't cost me much, I'll take it. But Robert, you're good, man. Don't worry. I know you're not. Been with us long enough. Bear market is just that thing that you have to go through. You have to go through it a few times before you realize, okay, now I need to figure out if crypto is money for you today. For instance, an old guy like me wanting to retire a little early, did my work, did my time, ready to start cashing out a little crypto myself, right? That's a situation where some of you should be. If it's what you set yourself up for, if you set up income ladders and you did the right things, then of course some of you are at that. But for some of you, you need to be thinking about just holding and accumulating, and get through this bear. And then in the bull market, for those of you who are cashing out or needing to cash out, or who over leveraged yourself and needs to pull your principal off the table, your initial investment off the table, then you limit order out as we start to top. That's what you do. You limit order a little bit out until you get to your goal as it's going up. And then you can just walk away from the whole thing and not worry about it. Instead of worrying about, oh, should I sell it when it gets this higher? Or, oh man, it's gone down again. Just set yourself some limit orders when you start seeing a rise, because we all know what they start looking like. We all know what the real pumps look like. This hasn't shown me anything quite yet, but it's looking really, really good. So anyway, so yeah, Robert, you're good, man. SwearWorks, flawless operation while everything else fell apart. Everything else fell apart, man. Everything SwearWorks, everything that they shilled out there to everyone, all the lies, the cheats, the freaking thieves, they all came out of the woodwork and just continue to prey on new crypto people coming in, mostly Robin Hooders and people just getting excited about the 65K Bitcoin pump, So yeah, they all got freaking wrecked. Says Frenchie says, we're excited right now. Wait until Pulse Chain launch. Rockets. Oh my God. Yeah. When Pulse Chain launches, I think we're going to see some serious action. One way or another, whether it's up or down, we're going to see some serious action. I always protect myself, man, because in this crypto thing, you never know which direction it's going to go first. You never know. Gabe says, will HEX on Ethereum be more or less valuable than HEX on Pulse Chain after the snapshot? So I get confused when people say snapshot, because there's really no snapshot per se, I guess. It's something that'll just kind of occur. I guess there is a snapshot, but anyway, it's not to, do an airdrop or anything, but they're going to copy your stuff. So when Richard speaks, and he said this multiple times, I wish HEX will be just as expensive on both chains. Now, with the way that they're going to bond, with the bridging, with what hexagons are planning on doing, you could almost guarantee that the two coins are going to find parity really, really quick. They're going to find parity. So whatever that does, whether that drags one down and pushes one up or pushes them both up, or I don't know what's the dynamic is going to be as far as that goes. But I expect to see them find parity and really quickly finding parity. So they will find equilibrium because there's going to be too much interaction between Pulse on or Hex on ETH and Hex on Pulse. So they're going to be interacting. They're going to be bonded together in PulseX. So yeah, there's going to be some cool stuff happening, and they will more than likely find parity and quickly. That's what my thoughts are from everybody I've talked to and everything that I've seen and heard. That's what we're probably going to see. Dips are good. Dips are healthy, but just not this big, man. This big sucks. 90% dips, 85% dips, and it's not, it doesn't, well, it does suck for me personally, but I mean, it doesn't necessarily like suck because it hurts. It sucks because it messes up the whole marketplace because people don't understand 90% dips. That's looks like a scam. That looks like zero. When you look at the scheme of things from somebody looking at this from a macroeconomic view, looking into crypto for the first time, they see a 90% dip and they're like, scam, done, over, I'm out of here. This sucks. That's literally what I don't like seeing, is that the dips cause that or create that. And it's 0.0525. 0.0525 is where Hex is at right now. Let's see. Hex staking likely saves you. You see clearly in the next bear. Stake and chill. Congrats. Yes, stake and chill. And it will change because, I mean, think about it. All the Bitcoiners, all those Bitcoiners are sitting on their Bitcoin hoping that it goes up in price. That's it. That's it. A lot of them, most of the people in crypto, I think, are 2017 and after, these Bitcoin buyers. I mean, you got the 2000 big wallets, but then a lot of these smaller people who have pieces of Bitcoin, they don't even have a whole Bitcoin, and when it goes up, they don't get much. They're not getting much, a little percentage. They're not seeing X gains. They're not seeing X gains. It's really a bad place to enter right now. Entering into crypto, into Bitcoin, is a bad entry. Really bad. It's over. It's over there. Let's see. Frenchie says, only people that are dying for a pullback are the ones that were hoping for 0.01 cent Hex. There was a lot of people hoping for 0.01 cent Hex. And I know. I get it. I get it. Trolls are back. It's bullish for Hex. Trolls are back. I haven't seen much trolls. I think they've kind of like given up on us because all of their shit's wrecked. So they'd rather not talk shit. Yes. Assume nothing. Yes, I'll try not to. Pull back until around. I really don't see a major drawout, multi-month pullback until around May or June. May or June pullback? I don't know. That's kind of deep into the year for me. I would think if we're going to have one, we're going to get one early here, next month or two, and then start crawling out of it. And then June, July, start moving. So I don't know. It's all speculation, and freaking may as well throw some chicken bones down here on the table and figure out what it's going to do. Robert says, I'll buy HSI stakes instead of selling them. It's easier to diversify your portfolio with a few different coins. Yeah. Yeah. I think that those are bargains. Main reason I got HSI was to claim Hedron. Plus, also nice to move stakes across wallets to gift to family. Not G-Gent selling, etc. I have stake ladders for cashing out. Yeah. I did the same thing for family members. I staked for all the children in my immediate family. So all my nephews and nieces and even a few of the add-ons to the family. I put 15-year stakes in the beginning for all of them. They all have 15-year stakes. And those stakes are looking freaking awesome. Awesome. And I put those in at like, January, February of the first year, of 20. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see those start to grow. And as far as Hedron goes, like I said, I don't shill other tokens here, so I don't want to give an endorsement on Hedron itself. But the interesting thing, and I said that earlier in the show, that HEX is going to be DeFi's, coming out. It's going to be true DeFi showing up. What can an NFT really do? And I believe that the brilliance that is Alex, who built Hedron, he figured it out. He figured out how to power crypto ecosystems or crypto products with the T-share. He figured that out. And a lot more people are going to figure that out. There's going to be a lot more applications in doing that, wrapping more around the T-share and using it as a power cell to put value into your crypto, your project, whatever it is you're doing. So very interesting. I know that we're using the concept in some of the things that we're doing now that we're getting ready to launch. So yes. Let's see. So somebody said it bullish. Yeah, it depends on what the macro does. In my opinion, if we have a green monthly close in February and March, that's basically confirmation of a nice rally into a summer. Not financial advice. Well, none of this is financial advice because we talk about crypto. Crypto isn't really finance. It's a commodity. Crypto is a commodity. And the more and more I see lawsuits and stuff coming through, the more and more the government, the courts are calling crypto a commodity. They're calling it a thing and not currency. They're actually taking the name currency off of it. And they're calling it crypto or digital assets is what they're calling it. So no more cryptocurrency in any of the language that they're using in the regulatory systems. They're using words like digital assets, which I like hearing. I like hearing that because we're not dealing with money. We're dealing with Pokemon cards. Really, it's what we're doing. We're dealing with Pokemon cards. And some of our Pokemon cards, you put them in a pile and they make more Pokemon cards for leaving them sit there in the pile. So that's all we got. That's it. A bunch of Charizards. That's what you got. A bunch of Charizards. Okay. Amen to that. Everything I invest in my little nest egg, figured it would be bigger after years, worth the investment. Yes, you are correct. You can also non-KYC out of crypto slowly with private tools like Bisq. Takes some work and time though. See, that's where I like knowing that there are these tools out there like Tornado and Bisq and all these other things out there that help create privacy, which is we need it desperately in this space. We need privacy. There should be no reason why a crypto asset, a Charizard card, a Pokemon card should have to be regulated to hide the actual transactions. Like I can hide my transactions from my bank account. Like nobody knows when I'm sending money to somebody else through my bank account. Why should somebody know if I'm sending a crypto asset, a thing, a Charizard thing through the tornadoes and into somebody else's wallet? Why is that even worried about being a thing? Yeah, I know that they worry about money laundering, but that gets done with cash. So anyway, I understand that crypto it happens too, but regulate that part of it. Watch for big moves and leave everything else alone. Let's see. I like that. Robert says, I never went outside my means to live and take care of my family. Never went outside of my means to live and I take care of my family. Me too, man. That was always the key was, I did it one time. I learned a very, very valuable lesson. So some of you know or don't know, I was a pretty successful network marketing business, and I never done it before. Somebody finally turned me on to something, And I got excited about it. And I went out and I built a big organization. It was in the Philippines and Canada, all over the US, was in other countries too, Germany, some other stuff. And did very well. Was very successful. Made lots of money. And then it went belly up. But I learned a lot over there about building communities and what this all was really about. But I forgot where I was going with that. But anyway, I had done that. And there was a reason why I said it, and maybe I'll remember here in a minute. Let's see, where was that? I also do non-KYC, take some work, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Oh, I know what it was. It was living outside your means. So for the first time ever, I made like a lot. Let's say just multiple six-figure income, close to 7 type of thing. And shit, I've never had that kind of money before, you know? And my bills were paid. House, you know, I had a job, paid the bills, took care of the food in the house and all that kind of stuff. And I started taking that money and doing stupid stuff with it, buying Cadillac Escalades and going on trips. And, you know, I thought it was, hey, it's time to party a little bit, you know? Well, that was in 2007, 6, 7. We all know what happened in 2008. Got my ass handed to me. Lost our business, everything. Almost lost our house. Oof, lost all the cars, lost all the trips were gone. It was horrible. It was horrible time. But 2008 was bad for a lot of people. I got lucky, got to keep my house, stayed married, kept everything together. And actually, like to get out of it, I literally was cleaning toilets in the local college at night. So I'd go out and look for work in the daytime, and at night I'd go and do janitorial work at this college. I just happened to have a hookup there that got me a night job, you know, picking up some extra cash. Whatever it takes, man, whatever it takes. You got to do whatever it takes. And that was not too long ago. You know, that was 2009, 10, somewhere around there. That wasn't too long ago. Let's see. Shout out to HEX Trading. Hey, shout out to HEX Trading. HEX Trading's got some very smart individuals in there. HEX to 50 cents. Sure. Discourse, the king. Thank you. Robert says, RG, your family has an instant retirement already planned because of you. So awesome. Thank you. You know, they don't see anything any different. You know, they just, you know, they don't want anything. That's for sure. My kids don't have to want anything. My wife either. But, yeah, we are blessed. We are lucky. We are blessed. Hedrina Coast is working beautifully. It's free money. Yeah, it's free money. Hey, what's up, Jim Rat? Good to see you, man. Hey, look at Corey Investor. Look at the people coming in here. Yeah. Look at that. We got some influencers and some more influencers. Although the only cryptocurrency that will be dirty is the USDC. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Well, there's dirty cryptos out there. There's one that only dumps no matter what the market does. You're right. There are some that just dump, and we might not even see those on Pulse. So they might not be stinking up the place. Remember, Richard said there's a few that he's not going to let come over. He's not letting them come over. So we'll see how that goes. Who might that be? What cryptos might not be able to make it over to Pulse Chain for whatever reason? I sat with HSI today. They were laughing at privacy. I sat with HSI today. They were laughing at privacy. Yeah, everybody laughs at privacy, I guess. I don't know. They shouldn't be. They should be like, it should be. I think it's one of our biggest concerns is getting this privacy thing down, because I can't do what I would like to do. You know, I mean, literally, I would have to cash out, go back into the fiat system to pay employees, to send money to people that I don't want like viewing my shit. And like, it's like getting undressed in front of everybody every time you make a transaction or something. So it's like, fuck that. We need some privacy. We need something. We need a wallet that has privacy built into it. Why not do that? Why not just have a wallet that has privacy built into it? You flip a switch. I don't want this transaction to be seen out on the chain or where. I don't know. There's got to be something that they can do. Something that they can do. Like a Tornado Cash switch on your wallet, right? Let's see. Oh, by the way, what's up, Lindsay? Good to see you. Good to see you. Read your comment. I didn't even mention your name. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Lindsay, working her ass off out there too. Another Hexagon putting projects together. Let's see. Who else is in here? What do we got to say? Shout out to everyone in the chat. Yes, that's bullish. DB Cooper, what's up? Hex is the GOAT. Hex is always going to be the GOAT. Hex is the GOAT. It's always going to be the GOAT. Hex is the GOAT. It's always going to be the GOAT. It will be the go-to. Everyone's going to want Hex, and everyone's going to be standing in line for your Hex. Trust me when I say this. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not making predictions, but I will tell you one thing. There will be a day when you won't be able to get Hex. It's going to be so locked away, so tied down that the only way you're going to get it is from people who unstake. Watch. My words. Mark my words. Okay. What else? 2004 Honda runs smooth. Yeah, you should see my 66 VW Bug. Runs real smooth. I lost the hubcap. Man, I had some really badass old rusted old hubcaps, and I was fucking around. I shouldn't have been. There's a gun range I go to that's got kind of like a dirt road going out to it, and I kind of blasted down it, and I think one of my hubcaps fell off then, and I lost it. It sucked. Anyway, really cool, nice rusty one too. My whole car's patina. Captain can have a hell of a show tonight. Thanks, I guess. It's just me by myself, so I'd love to have Bullish in here. What's up with this staking ban? I don't know. I haven't heard of it. Somebody can maybe inform me. Yep, good to see you, Lindsay. Yeah. George Chops. Richard should create a wallet with a snap-in feature for privacy, so he's not responsible for the privacy contract. George, I think that you're right, and in one instance you're wrong. Richard shouldn't have to do it. You go do it. Go do it. You go do it. Go do it. Come on, I dare you. I dare you to go do that. I dare you. It can be done. The question is, does a person want to make the next tornado and risk getting their ass slapped? I mean, it's got to be done. Come closer and tell them. What was your most wild time in Hex? My most wild time in Hex? So the events, so fun wild or sick, stupid, crazy, bullshit wild. So fun wild, going to London and meeting with all the Hexkins for the first time, meeting Richard, hanging out with everybody, going to the all-male nightclub that they put together. I'm never going to let you guys let that one down. For those of you who don't know, literally, I like our first Hexagon event, like our first event. So we set up this big event out in London, and somebody rents out like one of the most exclusive nightclubs in London, like this badass nightclub. Badass. Rents it out just for us, for the Hexagons for the night. Critical error in whoever did this. Critical error. So all of us show up there. And guess what's there? All of us men in a nightclub with Richard. And there was like, 3 or 4 ladies there that were either married or, with somebody else, or a couple of Hexagons, but like 3 or 4 ladies and all these young men all over the place. Just nobody thought for 1 second to go, hey, so let's make it ladies' night at the nightclub, make it free for all women to come in. And we've already paid for the club, so we'll let them all in. And hey, make up the ante a little bit. Let's all give them their first drink for free. Let's pay for that. Let's get that going. Right? Like little things like that you guys didn't think of. What the hell's the matter with you guys? Who planned this shit? Anyway, most exclusive club in London, and it's a sausage fest of Hexicans. Sad day. Coinbase CEO says SEC may ban staking in the US. I think it's going to ban custodial staking. I think that's the difference, is custodial staking. That's what they're looking at, is custody. They're looking at custody. Custody is a big deal right now. And I think that the SEC is losing their control and their strong hand over the top of crypto, and that it's going to be going to where it should go, which is maybe the commodities. What do they call it? The CEC or something like that. Commodities Exchange Commission, something like that. Let's see. 100% agree. Already liquid thin. Yep. I believe that on not being able to buy HEX RG. Yep. I think so, man. I think that it's going to be very, very difficult to get HEX one day. And it may not happen. It may not happen this run. It might not even happen next run. But eventually, once people start realizing the power of staking, the power of a 15-year stake wrapped with HSIs or anything else out there that's going to be made over these next couple of years. Imagine being able to wrap yield and generate yield for companies like insurance companies. I've been saying this for years. For years, we've said one of the first things that smacked me in the face was like, insurance companies go out and they spit out a spleen to get 3 to 5% on your money. 3 to 5%. Like, they've got to go out there, and there's people's lives and jobs on the line every day to go get that 3 to 5%. Imagine if you're one of those guys and you realize that you can just make a bunch of staking ladders to accommodate whatever dollar amounts are needed. Now, of course, the stability of the price would be a little something, but imagine being able to draw yield year over year, and then, be able to stockpile it and limit order out during a bull run, that kind of thing, set up bots, set up whatever. There's going to be a very big market for staked HEX, a very big market. And if you could do it in HSIs, you could sell those things anytime, So what's up, Katie? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming by. It should be illegal to sell HEX, but only the yield. I don't agree, but sure, man. Don't sell your HEX. Just sell your yield. It should be like a tenant. It should be something that we're all looking at. I mean, it behooves of you to do that. It really does, because who wants to get rid of all their T-shares? I mean, once you have a T-share and it matures, it disappears. It's gone. It leaves. You don't get that T-share anymore. That little T-share miner is gone. The HEX miner is gone. Now you need to buy another one, and they're more expensive every time. Yeah, more expensive every time. So anyway, what else do we got in here? We've been on for an hour, so I'm going to be calling it here quits, but let me look at a couple more of the questions. So the way the SEC is defining staking is not related to how HEX generates yield without counterparty risk. Yes, I believe so. I believe that they are looking for counterparty risk, and they are looking for custody. It's about custody. Coinbase is now paying 4% on USDC. That is a sign of it getting wrecked soon. You're 100% Hexodl. 100. That's like the death nail, right? If you're offering stablecoin freaking yield, yeah, that's the death nail. Buy Coinbase. You're next. Didn't crypto.com go today or something, or the last day or two? Oof, man, oh man, oh man. Maybe we should change the name. Stop calling it staking since it's not the same as sex staking. Yeah. No, you're right. It's not. Actually, though, it's the original staking, but it was the first DEX, first immutable staking. I'm going to say. I don't think there has been any other since, other than, projects built on HEX. Yeah, it was like a fraction of a percent, and now a whole 4%, but also 4% back on purchases with a card. Oh, okay. So Pulse Chain on ETH 2.0 staking might be a custody example. No, it's not. It's not custody example. Custody would be, see, Hex is zero custody when it comes to staking, whether it's on Ethereum or on Pulse Chain, because you're staking with the code. You're making the agreement with yourself because Hex has built into it that code that allows you to go to a front end, whether it's Richard's front end or some other front end that was built, that you can go in and operate the staking function within the Hex contract. And boom, you can set up a stake for a day. You can set up a stake for 5,555 days or anything in between. And that is immutable. That is non-custodial. Anytime you have to give up your coins, your seed words, basically, because you take them out of your wallet and put them in somebody else's wallet, and it's now belongs to them. Literally, it belongs to them. And they start handing you yield. That is what they're talking about. That is custodial staking. Somebody else is taking that money. And this is what creates Ponzi schemes. Is anytime you give somebody money with expectation of profit from another's work, them finding yield and bringing it to you and paying it to you, then we have a security situation, and we have a situation where you're not protected. There is no FDIC in centralized exchanges. So they lose your money, you lose your money. It's gone, and there's no regulatory that takes care of that. So anyway, anyone have an actual word on Binance and USD withdrawals related to Swift? No, I haven't read into that yet, but I've heard something about the whole Swift thing getting voted out or whatever. I don't know. Lately, it seems like we're moving toward yield instead of interest or staking. Yeah, I mean, yield has kind of been the word, but text between you and the blockchain and nobody else. That is correct. Hex is you and the blockchain. That's it. Your relationship with the blockchain. Even if the internet goes down once resumed, the Hex would have minted the offline days. Yes. Hey, completion fails. Good to see you too. Good to see you. Hey, Crispy. What's up, dude? All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Sorry, Famous couldn't make it. I think we're going to need to change the time so that he's not like trying to get over here at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. We need to switch that up for him. So maybe we'll be changing the time. Oh, look, we had a 0.051 and we had a little dip. We'll call that the Hexicans DS dip. We used to call it the DS pump because when we were all going up, it was the DS pump. So it seemed like every time we'd have a show, we'd get a pump, but that was in the early days. Anyway, so now this is the DS, the Hexican DS dip. All right, guys, thanks everybody for coming. Friday night, we're going to have a special hangout. I do believe that my guest that was supposed to be here, his name is Jim, right? Let's see, Jim, right? Jim, gosh dang it, what's Jim's last name? Jim Wiley, I think his name is. Yeah, Jim Wiley. He is one of those financial guru type dudes, thinks that the dollar is going to shit and maybe crypto can save it. So he's the kind of guy I like talking to. They have their finger on a pulse of a lot of things. So he's going to come on FN Hangout, maybe hang out with the fellas a little bit, and then maybe ditch out. I'm not sure. But yeah, Wiley's going to be showing up. We had a little miscommunication on Monday's show, and we're getting the bugs ironed out of it. We'll make it work. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. We'll see you on Friday night hangout.